Yo, it's Tuesday week recap time, boys. Um, yeah, it's not the best day, but there's a lot of opportunities presented, and I just want to review everything because that's what I'm gonna do with every single day of 2026. I'm going to make a trading review for every trading day, so that's gonna allow me to review all this data later after 2026 and be very beneficial for me. But yeah, let's go over what I was thinking about for this. So in here, you can see as I was trading, I marked out some of my ideas and things that are going on as I was watching the markets. Let's go 243, 243, 243. Bro, what the frick, bro? So yeah, this is uncut and raw, just video, just discussing kind of price action. Okay. I don't know what this is. Is that a liquidity pool? I don't need it. I don't need it. Okay, so as you can see, this is price action today. I don't. Let me see if they go to higher time frame without me messing up, because it might be messy because of all my notes I put on. Oh, that's cringe looking. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on. But this is our higher time frame here. I'll review the lower time frame, the range we had. Okay, so we go in the market open. We initially have this run up. This is 9:30. Fair value gap created, first presented here. Come down, respect. Okay, so right here, I'm like, what am I looking for? I was looking for, brain's dead. 32, nothing there. No. So I was looking for a 38 to give me something, but I didn't get anything there. So, and then I wait for 944. So yeah, I wait for that next time macro. And what the frick? And so this is where, stop this. In this area is where I take my initial trade. So the idea was, just to give you a narrative for this, even though we did create a buy program like I just said, the idea was we souped some sort of high here. Was this high I was looking at? Yeah. So this high was a major time frame high that I was looking at. Okay, I was like, okay, we can soup this and maybe we can see bearish price action from this standpoint. So we go down and we obviously this high's first target, it's like low resistance, nothing too major. So yeah, we do get a respect off this. So we soup this high, we create a sell program. So this is the start of the sell program I was thinking was going to happen. So I'm like, okay, sell program here. And I mean, we do sell until we reach, which I thought it was going to be these relative equal lows down here. So this was my original target for a manipulation to the upside, if we were going to get one. But you can, as you can tell, we edge and we just manipulate this internal 1 minute low, and we run up from there. Starts the buy program, and this is when I see massive displacement candles. And then here, this was a bad trade because I was trading here. I put my short position set up. I was like, okay, I'm going to catch a soup to continuation to the downside. So I was expecting something to go up, come down, and then we like edge liquidity pool. I was expecting to go up again and then actually go for that liquidity pool and then take that soup there. So that's what I was expecting to see because my target would have been down here at this liquidity pool here. And as you can tell, stopped out, which is part of it. And with my high RR strategy, I mean, it is what it is. Because I risk so little, like 10 points, I do get more stop outs, but in turn, that means I get more size for trades. So my winners are a lot larger. So yeah, so that's what happens. We get that run, we stop out, and we continue higher. And so after that initial thing, I was like, okay, counter trend. This is what I wrote. Counter trend, trade too much bullish for a soup. This high was used as a doll. So instead of my original idea as a soup of this high was actually used as a target from a previous soup to continue higher. So y'all know what a doll is. It means draw on liquidity. It's an ICT concept. So yeah, so as there's a soup down here, the soups are where I'm entering. The dolls are target. All my model is the soup doll, or liquidity sweep doll. It's soup is the same thing, turtle soup. So a liquidity sweep and a doll. So liquidity sweep is we have a sweep here. Boom. Now what's our doll? We have this doll here. So I was taking the trade off the doll, which sometimes it gets picky because you're like, okay, how do I trade? How do I know if it's a doll or is it going to be a soup? And that's just it's more difficult to figure out. So I get it's hard, but you'll see as candle closures kind of help with pointing it out. Okay, so we move up. I didn't identify this as a doll. We move up. Okay, and then I'm at this point. I'm looking at this fair value gap because I'm like, okay, I want to take anything continuation to our larger time frame doll, which is this. I think this is my doll. This was the doll. So this is our larger time frame. Doll. Ha 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 ha. Larger time frame doll up here. Okay. And I'll explain what that is, just so y'all know if you don't know what the major time frame. My major time frame doll was this high here on Friday. Okay, so now that we know we have a major time frame target, what can we expect from there? And price didn't even hit it, did it? No, it did hit it later on. Okay. We can expect price to start displacing that way. So as a displacing trader, it's very difficult to get soups to trade. Soups are manipulation. The liquidity soups manipulation, but we can look for internal soups or fair value gaps. So that's what I did. I'm like, fair value gaps created when there's a body, you know what it is, a big displacing candle. So we get a fair value gap created here. We get a return to it with the 948, 950. So I was looking for this 950. So this would have been a valid trade at this point, but I wasn't fast enough to catch it pretty much. But yeah, this was a valid position here. And we continue. And then this is the next trade I took. So I actually did take a doll. So this was unfortunate because it would have been a winning trade, but I did take an L on it. So this was, okay, so we make another fair value gap. We are in key time. I'm looking at, what's it, 951? Okay, I was looking at 951. Okay, so we created enough of a fair value gap. We tap into it with this wick. The only issue is my entry was a 10-point stop. So it was a pretty tight risk because I'm like, I'm going to keep it tight and watch this candle expand. I get ticked out down here, as you can tell. This one ended up going to this order block here. Well, the wick hive, the order block. So yeah, we kind of like, we want to. I should have put my stop a little bit below this order block, like a 20-pointer. But also, I didn't want to risk 20 points because that would have been a bad RR. That's like 1.5. That's garbage. So I'd rather risk it for the better RR, which I did. That would have been a 3R trade, which would have been a lot. That would have made 3 times my loss, which I just took over here. Okay, so we risked that. Stopped out by a tick. I was upset, and then it started displacing, and I was like, bruh, but it is what it is, you know? It happens. So that's my next trade. So yeah, I just said, ooh, frick. I said, good trade, just ticked out, continuation. So I wrote it down. I'm just going to delete these because it gets kind of confusing. So yeah, buy program start. Okay, and we go to the next one. What the heck was that? We have our internal high. So this is when we hit, what did we hit here? What was that level marked out? I don't even know. There must have been something. All right, so at this point, I'm like, I saw the internal soup, and I'm like, okay, we should start going to the downside. And I was right. I mean, we are going to the downside, but we just needed a larger time frame manipulation to head down there. So at this point, I'm like, okay, time soup. We had like an interior soup around this 10 a.m. area. So this key area, I was like, okay, we should start seeing lower prices from this area here. And we do start seeing lower prices. So I end up buying, and I mean, I could have banged TP on this trade if I just set a little bit lower target. But my target was this fair value gap, which would have been hit, or a really simple target was this low, which would have been like 1R. I'd rather do the fair value gap. So yeah, so this is I take this trade. I'm like, okay, I'm expecting it to win. We start displacing down. This candle just starts shooting bearishly. I'm like, sweet. So I move. It goes up. We run down. I move my stops to break even, and then it comes back up, reverses off this wick or whatever, and then pops me again. So it pops me out, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine. 2 L's on the day. I lost negative 2R, which is not that big of a deal for a high RR trader. And then I'm done. I've got to break even. I'm calling it a day. And so yeah, so this trade, what I would have looked better on it, I probably would have gotten a better fill with this. I'd rather have a fill like up higher. So if I was taking a soup, which there wasn't really anything good, maybe it would have been like up here instead of down there. But the ideal soup would have been this one or this one. So this one would have been good because I don't know what time this 10:16. That's pretty good macro. And we would have gotten either a break even or TP on this. Why can't I delete this crap? Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. And then this one is the actual soup that started our sell program, which I was looking for. Is when like we're buying up, we're entering. Let me just delete this crap. We're entering. Where the heck? Let me just temporarily change the color of my range because I don't think y'all can see it, and that's kind of annoying me. All right, hold up. My liquidity pools are black, and so are my range numbers, so it's kind of killing me right now. Take a minute. Orange. All right, boys. Hold on for a sec. I'm going to change this just so I know where my Goldback range is. And then CE is going to be also red. And then orange. Oops. Just so y'all know like what the range is looking like. Because it's the black lines get confusing. And red. W. All right. Okay, so there's the actual range. So this is what I'm looking at. We enter premium. This is premium of the 243 that I was using for this range. So this is perfect. Look, we tap the low, freaking one take over here. We start expanding off that, and I'm like, okay, in this area here, I'm going to be looking for buys. But once we enter here, premium of this range, I'm going to be looking for sells. So as we enter the premium, I'm like, sweet, let's see if we get any sell programs. So that was the initial one I got break even on, but it was a good idea. Like I had the right idea. So then it could have been something like this, which has been a better sell program to the downside. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to keep this video short. I don't want to make it too long. It's already 11 minutes. But yes, that was recap for Tuesday. I'll see y'all on Wednesday. Bye. I didn't even stop the recording, I realized. Bruh.